Greetings, all! Today, we'll be examining the relatively common Fire Normal type Pokemon Litleo, the Lion Cub Pokémon, and its uncommon evolution Pyroar, the Royal Pokémon. While they might seem like ordinary beasts to many, the members of the Litleo family are potent hunters that can certainly scorch anything that dares to wander into their territory.
Litleo have small quadrupedal bodies covered in dark brown hair over most of their form, save for the lighter brown hair that covers their paws and the fluffy tip of their tail, with dark brown paw marks and 3 digits each. They have a rounded head with round light brown ears with dark interiors, a light brown face with an overhanging lip and black eyes, and a red nose with a red streak of hair that runs like a crest over the top of their head. Their evolved form, Pyroar, have the same overall appearance as far as color pattern goes, minus their bright blue eyes, but they are heavily distinguished from each other by gender, with females having a long crest of vibrant yellow and red striped hair that flows down and over towards the hindquarters. Males, on the other hand, feature a massive, vibrant red and yellow striped mane that covers the base of the neck entirely, giving them a far more regal appearance.
Litleo and their evolved form Pyroar are unique among mammalian Pokemon in that they are very, very closely related to the modern-day lion. The only major difference between the two is the fact that Litleo and Pyroar possess large flame sacs in their bodies that enable them to utilize a variety of powerful fire-type attacks.
These creatures live together in large prides and tend to be more than a bit territorial when it comes to defending what they believe is their rightful land. Male Pyroar live as the dominant leaders of their society and are really distinguished from the females by the large, brightly colored manes, the ones with the largest mane serving as the pride leader. Despite this, they're actually quite rare, with the gender ratio being skewed 8-to-1 in favor of females, and they're usually quite lazy, the females of the pride being the ones that do most of the hunting and are in turn much more skilled in battle of the two. Though male Pyroar will protect their family and friends with no regards to their own safety if any of them are attacked by a strong foe. Not surprisingly, this also means that care for the young of the pride is relegated to the females, who tend to be much more vicious and intelligent than the males. Once young cubs in the pride reach a given age and have been taught how to properly hunt by the female members of the pride, they must leave the safety of the pride and journey out to start their own pride. This can take several years, however, so the chances of any single cub surviving long enough in the wild to find a mate is very low, which seems to aid in controlling the population of the species. As far as predation goes, the members of the Litleo family are natural-born hunters that can easily outmaneuver prey just as effectively as other lion relatives can. Unlike their non-Pokemon relatives, however, these creatures are actually capable of burning down entire fields in order to flesh out prey that may be hiding, granting them a significant advantage in the wild. It is interesting to note that, despite the fact that Litleo and Pyroar are primarily fire types, they still show great skill in utilizing powerful normal-type attacks like Echoed Voice and Hyper Voice. As such, they are recognized as the only known fire types that are also considered to be partial normal types as well. As a consequence of their social behavior and proud mentalities, these creatures can naturally have access to rivalry and unnerve as base abilities, while those that can raise their aggression levels consistently when they knock out opponents can also have Moxie as a hidden ability. As far as the stats are concerned in the case of Pyroar, these beasts might look to be quite intimidating, but in truth the overall powers are a bit middling, with the defenses not being all that great and the physical attack power limited, but they do demonstrate at least decent stamina and effective control over their mobility and special offenses, their base HP stat being above average for a fully evolved fire-type Pokemon, and the base special attack and speed stats being above average for a fully evolved fire and normal type Pokemon, so they at least have a few legs to stand on in that context.
Even at a young age, Litleo are powerful hot-blooded beasts that can utilize fire-type moves like Ember fairly early in their lives, and are much more difficult to handle in battle than their cute appearances might otherwise denote.
These curious young cubs are quick to anger, and enjoy fighting for just about any reason, their short manes growing hot to the touch under such circumstances, but they are not afraid to make a hasty retreat if they find themselves significantly overpowered in battle. This can still backfire in some cases for the opposition, however, as the stronger the opponent these little beasts face, the more energy they pump into their small manes, and therefore the more intense their fire-type attacks become. This isn't a real problem at a young age, as they can only learn the Ember attack at first, but later on they will be able to learn moves like Fire Fang that can take full advantage of this primal drive. In the meantime, trainers should take note of this rowdy behavior, and do what they can to tame them as quickly as possible, as they can quickly become uncontrollable if allowed to evolve without a strong bond formed between the two, and especially the Litleo in question is a male. It is not certain yet why the males of the species are so much harder to control than the females, but it likely again stems from their life within a pride mentality that is hardwired into their genetics. Regardless though, these felines can put up one heck of a fight, and are definitely capable of great things in battle, provided they don't let their personal pride get in the way of their trainer.
Pyroar are much more powerful than their pre-evolved form, and are able to wield their natural fire and normal type powers to great effect in battle, even going so far as being able to naturally learn the devastating Hyper Beam attack directly after evolution.
These beasts are highly territorial and very difficult to train straight from the wild, so most trainers that wish to get one will be better off raising them from a Litleo cub instead. The flame sac of these creatures is unusually large for their body size, allowing them to breathe scorching flames at temperatures of over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, though they never use it on their prey, preferring to eat raw meat instead, and can even heat their bodies up to 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit, resulting in burns to anyone that makes direct contact with them at that time. The only drawback is that it takes a bit longer for them to power up their heat than other mammals, but this is of little concern in most cases. While Litleo can be quite friendly and easy to raise, Pyroar are very strong-willed, especially in the case of females who do most of their coordinated hunting in their pride, so great caution should be taken in training them regardless of how much time they have spent with their trainer. This can be turned into a significant advantage in battle though, as these creatures will actively hunt down targets and will not obey any commands to stop except those from someone they respect and trust, making it easy to bear down on an opponent without worrying about them showing much in the way of mercy. As such, it is recommended that trainers bring plenty of anti-fire type powers with them at all times. These creatures might not be much more intelligent than your average lion, but that doesn't mean they won't take their time methodically burning the battlefield and its inhabitants to a crisp.
While I'm a fan of all sorts of cats, big and small, this is one family I would rather not have to play with, given I'm sort of flammable. Litleo are incredibly energetic from a young age, and can really make for a great first Pokemon for young trainers, provided they can handle their heat. Their rambunctious hunting antics, however, can get a bit on the messy side, so they need to be taught at least some level of restraint for it all to work out alright. Pyroar certainly have a majestic look unlike any other in the grasslands they call home, but they're equally a bit of a hazard for those grasslands because of their intense fiery powers and agility. They might not be able to take serious hits all the time, but they can certainly scorch those that think they can beat them as top cat out in the wild.
With a nature that is just as hot as their temper and their flames, the members of the Litleo family can be a handful to those that don't know how to work with them like real animal trainers. They might be the perfect blankets for those looking for both softness and warmth though, so they more than have their fans, and the regal appearances more than help them deserve them in turn.
Just do yourself a favor and don't get caught on the wrong end when it comes time to feed, or these beasts might just hunt you down instead to satiate the hunger that drives them forward.
Thank you all for watching this video. It always brings me great joy to see others enjoying the work I do to try and make the world of Pokemon and the fascinating creatures that lay inside of it feel as real as they possibly can. If you really enjoy my work, please feel free to leave a comment and subscribe, as I always do my best to respond to any and all comments that are left on my videos. In addition, if you wish to learn more about my work and help support it, you can find links to my Patreon page, as well as email and other contact information to my work on DeviantArt in the video description down below. Furthermore, you can find a link to my Discord server there as well if you'd like to get a first glimpse at what videos are coming up next and converse with other fans of the world of Pokemon. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and have a wonderful rest of your day.